Hello everybody and welcome once again to some World of Warships. Let's go over to the main scene here. And in this is episode 2 we're cutting from our live stream today. Everyone who's on here watching live, hello! In episode 2, we are going to talk about the next ship you get access to. Basically it's the first ship you're going to upgrade from if you're playing down the US line, which is the Chester. And I have a stat sheet here ready to go, so let's go ahead and pull that animation up. Bloop. Designation Chester, which is a Tier 2 cruiser in World of Warships. Maximum displacement is much larger than the Erie at 4,762 tons, with a length of 423 feet. Its max speed is higher at 24.4 knots, and its turn radius, however, is wider at 460 meters. The Chester is kitted out with 6 5-inch Mark V guns, which can be upgraded to 6 6-inch Mark VI with a refit. And it has one additional, the configuration for those is 1 gun fore and aft, and 2x2 port and starboard guns. So at any given time, you can be firing 3 to 4 guns at a single enemy. The max range of these guns is 9.3 kilometers, and its defenses include 9 to 38 millimeters of armor. It does have AA defense, but that usually doesn't come into play until later on. This type of ship, so if we take a look at the tech tree here, this is where the ship sits in the tech tree. At this point in the game, you will be facing off against Tier 1 Eries, other Tier 2 ships, such as the Chester or the Samson, and I believe you might be facing off against Tier 3 cruisers such as the St. Louis, but that would be the extent of the ships you have to worry about facing off against in the Chester. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a battle started here. I should mount an upgrade just for, the bonuses now that I have the money to do it. Yeah. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I forgot. If I mount this, I can only unmount them for doubloons. That's the real money that's in the game. But I do have a captain with an upgrade on this ship, so he'll be able to help us out a little bit with that. And I've gone ahead and earned all the experience and everything for the various upgrades that are available. So I have the kind of the stronger and more improved hull, as well as the larger cannons, and also improved fire control. Makes me able to shoot a little bit further. So let's go ahead and kick off a battle here. Make sure I got everything set up correctly on that. On the highlight reel, pretty sure I did. Oh, start a timer. Okay, so this type of map has 3 flags that we're trying to take over. We have A, B, and C flag. They all start out neutral. Any area that we capture gives us plus 4 points. We get 4 points for every 6 seconds of holding it, and we also get points for destroying enemy ships, and lose points for losing our own ships. In fact, you lose more points for losing a ship than you do of destroying a ship of the same class.
Battle starts.
And once again, general strategy is kind of to stick together if you can. So I'm going to ask which flags you want to take first. Looks like we're already at this destroyer. This destroyer right here is headed down to C. So I'm going to go ahead and turn south, I believe. We'll get all my guns ready on the port side. So if you look in the lower left of the screen, you can actually see the gun configuration of the ship. Like I said, at any given time, I can put 3 guns on an enemy relatively quickly. That rear gun will swing around and eventually become available on my port side as well. Go ahead and move behind this ship here. Our aft gun is coming around to be useful. So now we have the capability of putting 4 guns on a target if we broadside them. But again, as I mentioned in the last episode, we want to be careful of our citadel, and our citadel is this reinforced section where our engine mechanics are held, and also the sections underneath each of the guns where the magazines are held. So we don't want to be exposing our citadel if we can avoid it, unless we are certain that we have the advantage. That's another reason I like the Chester. If I face forward, myself, switch to forward view, we actually have one, straightforward, we can get 3 guns on the target. Almost. Maybe not with the Chester. Let me think of a different ship. Oh, so we are facing off. Let me take a look at our team here.
The enemy team is taking the lead.
Tier 3 battleships. I forgot about that. So Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 ships are possible. In this case, we're facing off against Tier 2 and Tier 3, which means battleships are available, and we will talk about those in a much later episode. What is that thing? I can't identify it from sight. I want to say it's the St. Louis. Oh no, it's the South Carolina. Alright. I have got a guy over here and a bead on him. Not too far. This guy. He's ducking behind a mountain too. So we do have a lot of resistance coming up this south end, which should probably be, if they're smart, pushing those ships out of the way. We've destroyed 2 of theirs, and we've destroyed one of their battleships, which is nice. I'm just waiting to get a shot. And again, this is a small, a tactical game. You gotta be thinking and planning ahead. Know which side of your ship your guns are on. And that guy's destroying it even before I got a shot. But we got a destroyer peeking himself out of here too. As soon as I see him again, there he is. Lead him off. Lead him off a little more. I am getting some lag. Looks like he's done.
Our team has taken the lead.
Okay, so I don't see a lot of other ships covering the area. We should be good to begin advancing towards A. I'm suggesting that we move to the east side and advance towards A. Here we go. If I can't get more guns on him. Go off a little further. There's 2 guns, 3 guns. And those high explosives will be just fine since he's so damaged already.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Alright, we definitively have the upper hand now. My ship has not taken any damage whatsoever. If I double tap on the map here.
Hang in there. Help is on the way.
Letting people know where I'm headed so we can cover each other, because that's an important part of this game. So we are now racking up 8 points for every 6 seconds because we have 2 flags. And it's a race. First team to 1,000 points wins. Since we're getting into Tier 2, this Tier 2 ship, Chester, you'll be in it for a little bit. It's kind of your first introduction into basically role-based warfare. As a cruiser, your primary targets are going to be other cruisers and destroyers. Going head-to-head against battleships is usually a pretty terrible idea for a cruiser. Like this poor guy. What's his name up here? Arkaheen? Yeah, he got himself in trouble trying to get up there by himself. That battleship has more teeth than he can deal with on his own. I'm going to go ahead and start opening fire with the 4 guns that can actually fire on him. And we have 4 cruisers now able to put shot down. And he's exposing his citadel. Please keep doing that. So if I hit a citadel here, I can get next to it. Don't turn sideways. Don't turn sideways, silly ship. His guns are on me. Taking moderate damage. A little bit down. Gotta get to that thick armor there. Okay, we are on fire. We're gonna go ahead and solve that by using the repair key. And I have
Problem solved, sir.
another cruiser off my side. He's done.
Our victory is in sight.
And we scored enough points to win with that destruction, so awesome match. Let's take a look at our team score here. I don't think I did nearly as well that time, nope. This Wick's destroyer was working. He probably sunk a couple of battleships with torpedoes. Let's get ourselves into another match. Since these lower tier matches tend to go pretty fast. Once again, facing off against Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 ships. But because of the way the matchmaking is set up, we'll never be facing off against, in a Tier 2 ship, we'll never face off against Tier 1 and Tier 3s. That's what we got here. So we are in the upper half this time. We're in our Tier 2 Chester against a whole bunch of Eries, and a Hashidate, Samson, and Umikaze are the ships we're facing off against. And on this map, our goal is to score 1,000 points before the enemy team by destroying their ships, basically, or capturing their flag before they capture ours, or capturing their zone. Okay.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
There are function key hotkeys you can use for various things.
We'll go.
I see a contingent of ships heading north, so I'm going to go ahead and head off with them.
All forces requesting cover fire. Good game, everyone.
As we move north up here, we will have enemy ships that are moving this way. We'll have firing lines through there.
Many
A little bit,
thanks.
and we'll have firing lines in here.
Sorry, I have to refuse.
A little bit into Zone A, but not too far into Zone A. Which also means we won't have fire coming from Zone A, so we'll have a
Set a
fair bit of
course for
cover.
that area.
We'll have to watch out for ships massing up here. If they get more ships up there than we have, we're going to be in real trouble.
You're on your own.
Looks like that group around B is moving pretty good. They could move up through here, although this is a briar patch of trouble. With who knows how many ships are in there.
All stations, proceed to capture that area.
Now, if that destroyer was really smart, which I think hopefully he is, he'd be scouting ahead and turning. Our first target. Make sure I'm not going to ram this guy. I have set him on fire. Which immediately fixed. So he's making a run from behind that mountain, which is fine by me. He will lose his shot. I have propeller damage. Engines becoming capacity. That's no fun.
Problem solved, sir.
Okay, I can hit this guy's citadel, so I'm going to go ahead and turn. Try not to collide with the ship in front of us here. Oh, oh, so close. I aimed just a little bit too low. Okay, how are we looking? Our friend over there is taking some fire. He's going to be in trouble with our ship. There he is. A little bit further to get that engine citadel. There we go. 3,000 point damage here. This will probably finish him off. There it is. Done deal.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
No, that was right. There goes our friendly. We've got to be on this guy's citadel too. One thing I can do is change my speed. Got him. I need to turn around quickly, so I don't get in the gun to this guy.
Problem solved, sir.
Looks like he got destroyed, which is fine by me. Let's go ahead and head north. We have the points lead by 100 right now. I like this guy's thinking. Go ahead and head through these islands here, rather than taking a long way. Should have enough cover from whatever's out there, and then I'm not sure what ship is over there. Garpo, full health. But it looks like he is under fire from a lot of our ships. Let's go ahead and head straight in. Just remember, we need to turn starboard for all of our rear gun to fire. There's 2 guns off. We're rolling port, so we can give our other guy a free open shot. He's done for. And we have another Erie back here, which looks like maybe AFK, I'm not sure. And we are capturing their flag, which means we're going to win. Unless they can kill that destroyer before he's done with his job. Full steam ahead, 24.3 knots. And there's that cruiser once again. He is now in range. So I'm going to wait till I get a little closer, maybe about 6 or 7 kilometers before I switch to the AP. Just because I don't have a whole lot of accuracy right now. Flashing in and out of sight. I think that's the last ship. And that's it. Hits to Citadel 2, destroyed 1. Let's go ahead and check out our team score here. We positioned in the top 3 with 711 experience. A little bit of detailed report. We hit a Chester a whole bunch of times. An Erie, an Albany. Back to port. So that is your typical experience with a Tier 2 Chester. When you get, if we take a look at modules, you get everything advanced in your Chester here, spending experience points. You will eventually have the choice of going into St. Louis, which is a Class 3 cruiser, or the Samson, which is a Class 2 destroyer. I chose to go with the cruiser first. But once again, you kind of got to know what your role in a battle where your role is in a battle as a cruiser. As a cruiser, your job is to offer fire support to your friendly battleships, as well as destroy cruisers, engage cruisers, and engage destroyers. Between battleships, cruisers, and destroyers, there's a pretty big rock, paper, scissors sort of thing, which we will see become magnified in episode 3. Generally speaking, battleships beat cruisers. Generally speaking, even of higher tiers. Cruisers can defeat destroyers. Generally speaking, destroyers defeat battleships. And the reason for that is because destroyers are fast and maneuverable. Battleships have a hard time getting solid hits on them and are usually subject to their torpedoes by the time they get a chance to defend themselves. So, since a battleship makes up the central, kind of the big granddaddy, the ship in charge, as it were, cruisers offer fire support to battleships by helping defend them from destroyers. And in the next episode, we're going to take a look at the St. Louis. But for now, I'm going to pause and head over to my comments in the live stream and see how things are going over there. And I want to thank you guys all for watching. Tune in next time. For those of you who are live, stick around. Oh, and I should mention, if you want to watch World War Wednesday live going forward, it is at Wednesdays. It is on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That is 0100 Zulu for those of you who use that kind of time thing, which I think is kind of cool for this for this type of game. With that said, I'll run some credits and say goodbye. Thanks for watching. SimGamer TV is World War Wednesday with World of Warships. The views, opinions, and commentary expressed are those of the author and may not reflect the views of wargaming.net.